How's it going, guys? Today I'm going to show off my latest add-on. It's called Basix, and basically Basix is there to provide you the basics, if you can see a theme developing here, in running your server and protecting it from would-be hackers. Um, the main goal of this was to produce a add-on that would run completely server-side, and therefore anyone connecting to your server will not experience a yellow question mark in the server browser, because this is quite annoying and I believe it puts some people off. So I'm going to first walk you through installing the add-on onto your server, which is fairly straightforward, and then I will show off some of the in-game functions of Basix. Alright, so what you want to do is once you've downloaded your zip file, what you want to do is extract it. So just extract it anywhere. I'm going to extract it to the desktop. You want to open up that folder that it just spat out. And then what you want to do is you want to go to your Arma 3 server folder. Mine is in the C drive, but yours will be wherever you installed your server. So what you want to do is just drag, select them all, copy, and paste. Select yes if it asks to merge the two folders, and then just close the other window. So now all you have is your server open. So that has given us the Basix log DLL. That's just for writing to the log file. The log file is stored in this folder, and all errors and messages from Basix will be printed into this file with date and time codes attached. So if anyone gets detected by Basix, you'll know about it here and also in-game on the server. So the next folder is the config folder. This file here is the main file for Basix. This initializes and runs the code. You do not need to touch this. You can just leave this as it is. The next file, however, is your settings file. So if at this point you haven't been able to follow, just leave this alone. It'll do its job anyway. But if you want to have some advanced customization, then you can edit it with Notepad++, and this is what you get. So in Basix, we have a add-on blacklist. So this is anything, any kind of PBO file. So I've got some basic ones listed here. I will possibly update this list with future releases. The next thing we have is a variable blacklist setting. So if you don't know what a variable is, just don't bother reading this. It'll do its job anyway. It's turned on by default. Next is a class name blacklist. Again, if you don't know what that is, don't touch it. But basically what this does is it detects class names that you may not want on your server. So I've already got some listed here. So this is enabled by default as well. Server speed limit. This is turned off mainly because it's a little bit problematic. Because what this setting does is it enables a server speed limit. Therefore, any vehicle or player cannot exceed that limit. So at the moment, it's set to 600 kilometers an hour. But obviously with jets now, uh, they can go a lot faster than that, and may not be as useful as once it was. So that's disabled by default. The next is weapon blacklist. This is turned off by default as well, simply because there isn't anything in this array. Uh, so if you decide you're running something like a Altus Life server and you decide, oh well, I don't want people to have rocket launchers, which I'm not sure. I don't know. I guess people don't want rocket launchers in their Altus Life servers. It's just a problem. Um, so you can get the class name of the vehicle, not the vehicle, of the weapon, and you put it in this list. Um, Separate it with a comma, and then in quotation marks you put your class name. Um, the next one is a vehicle blacklist. So this is the class names of any vehicles you do not want on your server. So whenever a player gets into a vehicle that is blacklisted, so driver's seat, passenger seat, gunner, anything, then this will pick them up and it will um, let everyone on the server know, and it will also print to the log file. Anything else it does I'll talk about later. So you can put the class names in here, same as before, but this is turned off by default as well because there's nothing in here. The next is an anti-teleport function. Um, so this is turned on by default, and how it works is basically over the course of a second, it plots how far a player has travelled. So if a player is at one end of the map and then suddenly goes to the other end of the map, you can tell they've teleported. So it's accurate for players. So just any player on foot, not in a vehicle, for 30 meters. So if a player moves 30 meters in 1 second, that's 30 meters a second, and can't remember how fast it is in kilometers an hour, but it's a lot faster than any player should be moving. And then if a player is in a vehicle and it moves something like, I'm not sure actually, it might be 1,000 meters, so a kilometer, in a second, then no, it wasn't that. It was more than that actually. But I think it worked out to something like 6,000 kilometers an hour. So it's a bit, yeah. So you shouldn't have any problems with this. If you do have problems, report it to the bug tracker, which will be listed on the forums. Player exemption list. This is for putting UIDs into Basix to basically say don't detect them if they're doing something like teleporting. So if you say have admins, and you don't want them getting picked up by any of this stuff, you put their UID, their player ID number, in here. That is listed inside the player profile if you need to find that. It's turned off by default because there's nothing in here. Admin menu. This is just a very basic admin menu that I put together in a little bit of a rush. I'm fairly sure everything inside it works. It's basically just got a few little scripts in it to do some basic things. I'll probably improve it later on. But if you set someone as an admin, you have three options. You have super admin, admin, or moderator. So you enter a UID first, enclosed in brackets, and then your option, so super admin, admin, or moderator in here. If you enable them as an admin, you should also put their name into the whitelist, because if they go to use some of the functions, such as a teleport, then they will get picked up unless they're in the whitelist. And below this point, you do not need to change anything. So we'll just close that. And right, okay, we'll start the server and I'll show you in a second. Right, so here we are in Arma 3. You can see I've got the server hosted. And you can see that with the mod installed, we still have the green dot. So it means that what the green dot means is that the client and the server have the same PBOs, the same add-ons. So I mean, the server does not pick up Basix as an add-on, and therefore does not transmit that to the client, making it completely server-side. So we're just going to go join the server. I do apologize if the video gets completely choppy. My PC is out of date, to say the least, which is why I mod the game, not play the game. But I should change that soon. So we're just loading into a basic just test mission that I put together. I think it's got 6 slots and just a vehicle. So we'll just wait a second. Right. Loading in. Here we go. We've got the Basix message prompted. It's welcomed me by profile name and by UID. Oh shit. Okay, it's not liking it. And at this point, if you were in the admin list and you want to access the admin menu, you press Control Shift Tab. So that's left Control, left Shift, and Tab at the same time, and that will open the admin menu. So if you want to, I'll show you what happens when you trigger the admin menu. Oh, not admin menu. When you trigger Basix in terms of hacking. Just bear with me. So one of the features is anti-teleport, which I talked about before. What happens when you try to teleport? So if I just take my player and I say set pause, and then I say 0, 0, 100, so right in the bottom corner of the map, and as you can see, it's kicked me out of the mission. This doesn't kick players out of the server, it actually kicks them out of the game in progress. So you'll be kicked to the lobby. But see, if I try come back in now, what Basix will have done is it will have set it up so that while the server is running, I cannot come back in, and you see instantly the mission has failed, and it will keep doing this no matter how many times I join back in. So yeah, uh, if you do have any problems, um, I suggest you either contact me on the forums or you make a post on the bug tracker. Um, I would also encourage people, if they feel they have something to add to this, so in terms of scripts or in terms of just general knowledge, uh, I do encourage you to also make a post on the bug tracker or send me a message with your ideas, and I'll try to implement them. Um, in the forum, I will also include a link to donate to the project, uh, because I do believe my time is worth something, and if you do want to support the continued development of Basix, uh, then I do suggest you think about it, but it is not necessary to download it. Um, so yeah, thank you for having a look at this video. Uh, I hope this helps your server.